Hello, everyone from YouTube, joining us for our second podcast, Epic 7 podcast, with Sledly, Jttai, OnceInLuv, and me, King. And let's just have everyone give their introductions, and just so people know who they are. So, Sledly, Jttai, and then OnceInLuv.
I'm Sledly, retired streamer, dead whale, unluckiest MFer on the planet. What's up? I guess.
Okay, I'm Jttai, and currently I stream on Twitch, and I have no clue why people watch me. Probably to sap some of my luck, because a lot of people are unhappy with my ML summons, but that's about it. I pretty much do nothing else. What up?
I am OnceInLuv. Mainly a Summers War streamer, but I play a lot of Epic 7 now. I'm in PT. Finally made it to top 10, but thanks for having us on the podcast today.
And I'm Sky King. Scuffed says Arena Cleave now. Alright, so let me open up topic number 1. So we'll just start with first topic that probably everyone would want to know about, I would imagine. Thoughts on the ML unit buffs. So generally I would say maybe like which ones are the most notable ones, and if there's anything you think is too OP or not as notable. Do you guys want to go over each unit specifically?
Yeah, we can do that.
I think
Sure.
Maid Chloe still sucks. I think Maid Chloe still sucks. A Vildred is a new god unit, and Judge Kise is pretty good in the upper bracket for damage.
I honestly thought Maid Chloe would have been better, like, because it was an AoE revive, like, along with attack buff. I honestly thought she would be a lot better than what she seems, but I saw a few people using her, and it doesn't seem like it would make that big a difference compared to Ruel, whereas Ruel still has invincibility of full health revive for a unit. So
I think to utilize AoE revive, you really need to be fast, because revive holds combat readiness. So if people move before you and then you revive after, it doesn't really do anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if your main Chloe's like the slowest, right? Everyone revives, but everyone's at like 0% CR, and they can just get like easily cleared out again because they revive with like 20% HP.
Yeah, the problem with Maid Chloe, I think, is basically like, if you're at the point where everyone is dead besides your Maid Chloe, you're probably way too far behind for 20% health to catch you back up. The difference like between that and like Ruel is like Ruel, she comes out and gives your whatever invulnerabilities that they actually have a turn. But that's not really the case with Maid Chloe. Like the attack buff isn't gonna really do anything.
And plus, Ruel has a really strong kit overall. I mean, she heals on everything. Maid Chloe, sure, she heals on everything, but her stun chance sucks. She has effectiveness, awakens, which are kind of useless for her. If they were defense, maybe she'd be better, or speed. But overall, her kit just doesn't really work with the whole AoE revive thing.
And if you're thinking about her as like a defense unit for arena or guild or whatever it is, then she's gonna S3 first no matter what, right? So it's always gonna be applied as the buff if you make her fast. Unlike like Ruel Voy or other revivers where they save their res for when someone actually dies. So
Yeah, so she still does like her S3 on the first turn, right?
mm-hmm.
I mean, she's
I mean,
better, but she's not great.
Yeah, there could be some applications because like if she uses S3 on the first turn and like everyone's dead already, like they will probably have not had their first turn and they will be pretty high up on the CR. And if you can make some kind of comp that is like super strong just from surviving without any debuffs and stuff like that, then she might be able to find some use. But that's like pretty niche in my opinion.
Really niche.
I mean, she's still really like way better than she was before, but she's still not like Ruel, where like Ruel, when you fight her, like she's like your number one priority target, because if you don't kill her, she's gonna just res everything else. Like you can't let her get her first turn if you kill anything, otherwise you're just pretty much fucked. I mean, you can try bait it with like the whatever 60% health or whatever, but that's like not really feasible.
Super
most of the
reliable.
time. Yeah.
I mean, I think the thing with ML Chloe is like she'll be better on offense, but and she can work for Guild Wars or for arena defense, but you need to pair her with other things. She's not like that standalone unit that's super strong like Ruel is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then she would be like what Sledly said, she would be like a turn 2 if you can make herself survive while the rest of your team dies first, and then you revive them, and they're high up on the CR bar to kind of counter the enemy team. But that's such a niche use for her then.
Yeah, like if you can make her built like super tanky, faster than the rest of your team, or even slower, doesn't matter, I guess. And like you go against like heavy debuff, like airmen, the heavy debuffers, and you just have like a team that's like super paper, but like they can just kill anything on their turn if they get their turn. Then she'll be able to find some use, because she's technically just reviving them with an attack buff, and then they come back up with no debuffs and stuff like that. But that's really only on attack. Like you can't really coordinate that on defense, I think, because people will just know what you're doing and just fuck you over.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should like cleanse. Maybe if she like cleanse the debuff on her passive or something, she'd be strong enough.
Cleanse on passive.
Every turn she
I don't
gets,
even
she
know
could
if that.
one on everyone or something.
The thing with her is even if she gets her turn, like if she's
I guess I'll
most
be
of the
countering.
people that you're dealing with, like she's not going to be able to debuff or cleanse enough. Like if it's just one cleanse, then it's just like you have like 20 other debuffs that you're dealing with. So it's like right now in the current meta, I don't think like unless she gets like a full AoE cleanse like Dustina, I don't think anything's gonna help her out. I mean, she's still good in her own little niche way, I think, but still like not like Ruel levels, obviously.
More usable compared to before, at least, where people
for
wouldn't.
sure.
More
People
useful for
benched
sure,
her. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think that's the big takeaway, is that she's actually like not a complete bench warmer anymore. At least she's like coming out, giving your other fucking characters like Gatorade and shit like that every now and then.
Oh, do you think okay, out of the two, which buff do you think is better, Arbiter Vildred or Judge Kise? Because I feel like both are very
Vildred.
strong. Vildred?
Vildred's is better.
I like
Kise's skill
Vildred's
2 is
better.
only
Way better.
75%. If Kise's skill 2 was 100% and maybe like 2 buffs, it would be better. But 75% on 1 is not that great. And most people build a Judge Kise for damage now because you
Yeah,
can.
a lot of people are testing like the cleave version, right? Instead of even caring about her debuffing and stripping, they just do it for pure damage on S2, S3.
A-Lot's Judge Kise is insane.
I guess also
Yeah,
that... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I don't have either of those, so I haven't really been able to test anything, and I haven't seen much. But I did fight against like an Arbiter Vildred, and he's still, I mean, even though he's a lot better, he still suffers the same problem as just like regular Vildred and stuff like that, where like, and so I would assume same goes for Kise, but she would have a little bit more utility in the fact that she can like dispel one buff or whatever and reduce cooldown. And that is, C-Armin basically dismantles all their damage.
C-Armin is still such a big issue.
I think at the same time that you can't really like blame the unit. C-Armin does the same thing to everyone. She's the only unit that reduces 48.5% of damage.
Yeah, it's just a big problem when you have like AoE units when they have the smaller multipliers. It's just compounded even more because like they just don't do anything anymore. Like you go from doing like 12, 13k AoE damage to like 4.
Yeah.
And it's just, and like compared to like single target users like Sez and stuff like that, or like Sermi or whatever, like you can still kind of bypass that damage with that high multipliers on single target. You can actually still kill someone. But like when you're just kind of like scratching every single unit for like 2 damage, it's just like you're literally doing nothing.
I feel like Fallen Cecilia also kind of counters Judge Kise a bit right now, because people are going to be running, if anyone runs Fallen Cecilia, everyone gets a shield buff, and then if you have immunity, then I think you strip the shield first before immunity, right?
Is it random or is it guaranteed before?
It's the one on the left, but I think shield takes precedence.
People have said it's the one on the left, but I've seen that not happen before.
I'm pretty sure it is, because my
I've seen
bio
that.
always is the one on the
Actually,
left.
I can't even remember.
Like
I'm pretty sure it
people
is
told me that, and like I've had random stuff dispelled all the time. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just remembering wrong, but I
think it
definitely
also
remember.
depends on like if certain debuffs go away, like dots and poison and stuff, like burns and stuff.
Or it depends
I
if you're
feel
using
you
like an
might have
AoE.
some kind of like priority system. Yeah.
The thing with Judge Kise skill 2, skill 3 on Fallen Cecilia is actually the Elbrus threat. Nothing else is really the immunity itself is not an issue because you don't use her for the strip reset, you use her for damage. She hits really, really hard if you A-Lots boost skill 2, skill 3. Because you get the book already from A-Lots, you have that small like 10% imprint. You skill 2, skill 3, you can probably hit on like similar to my A Vildred gear, I think you can hit around 28, 29k total, maybe more.
That's a lot more damage than I thought.
But yeah, so the threat with Cecilia there is that if you AoE, you have 3 Elbrus chance procs. If she provokes you, you can't skill 3. So.
Oh, true. Elbrus 100% provoke.
Yeah, she's got that 100% skill one.
Yeah, do you remember doing an arena match where I was just constantly getting provoked by MLCC, but like the same thing happened where like it wasn't really as impactful at that point because once she starts getting the ball rolling, it's mostly like a lot of stuff is dead already. Like the main threats are already kind of taken care of, and she's just kind of sitting there, kind of like just delaying the inevitable. Which I mean, I guess it could help, but I mean, I don't know. I still have like mixed feelings about ML Cecilia. I mean, since they already like killed Windrider for Says, like everyone's gonna be sitting there like a bunch of like 5-minute Andes doing arenas.
Can we talk about that? Is that okay if we slightly go off topic?
Yeah.
Like,
We can go off topic. Yeah, we can go on.
So, I spent my bottles of knowledge on Windriders, and I got Windriders back when I recalled it. I didn't get.
It didn't give you your bottle.
Yikes.
Oh man.
So at the
But
best, I get 30 dust each. I spent 480 dust, and I get 60 back if I were to recall it. Not including all the people who actually bought a Windrider for 180 powder, or who spent probably $1,000 buying up 2 Mystic packs to get Says and Windriders. So that doesn't feel very good.
Yeah, I remember you talking about how like earlier today, or was it like when they had the Says Windrider banner not too long ago or whatever? Was it a few weeks ago or something?
It was about a month and a half ago.
Yeah, and the Mystic
That is
rotation.
It was around when Says became popular. Like it was around when like, you guys were showcasing him.
They were like saying, "Oh, Windrider's a bug. We fixed the bug."
It's a bug fix.
It just feels dirty. And I mean, like I give credits to companies a lot for doing things that are good, especially for the longevity of the game. But there's no way to look at this and be like, okay, this was a good decision. And the way they compensated it was also a terrible method.
Yeah,
I mean, at least
they literally
people...
could have just. Sorry.
Sorry, I was gonna say you should let people at least recall their Windriders for 180 powder. Like, you spent so much on that, and it was out for so long, and they never said that it was an issue or a bug. It had been showcased everywhere, streams, YouTube, everywhere. We talked about it in the E7 Creator Discord all the right, and now it's just like, now what? Like, we've invested all that. You're gonna give us this quartered half-ass recall and say it was a mistake, our bad. We didn't know for like 9 months, but our bad. And then you're gonna give us what, like 12% returns or 16% returns? Like, fuck that.
It's just such a stupid method of nerfing Sezbomb. Like, why can't they just reduce the damage on Sezbomb? That would have been so much easier.
And
Like,
then
I don't
that
understand.
The multiplier.
Yeah,
Like,
everyone
reduce the
would have
silver
like
multiplier.
everyone would have understood like the Sez explosion damage if they nerfed it. Like everyone would be like, oh yeah, that was probably coming a mile away. But like the Windrider, what kind of backwards like fucking D&D like subverting your expectations bullshit is that? Like what the hell?
Now practically no one's gonna use the artifact, right? It's like it's a bench warming.
Well, the artifact is completely useless now because it's
Pretty
not
much.
even good on Vildred for like as a -11 or anything.
Yeah.
You might as well
Like,
just use Portrait.
Those were the only 2 people that used it because like their passive is like procced off of it, and it's just like okay, now you don't use it, so that's great. It's literally a stat stick. It's so stupid.
Like, I'm all for nerfing units I have. Like, chat's always going to be like, oh my God, you guys have says. That's why you're complaining. Like, I have Arbiter Vildred. I think Arbiter Vildred should be nerfed. We're not sitting here like with this extreme bias on it. We're just saying that the method they took for the action is bad. The action itself is fine. The says cleave bomb should have been nerfed. Yes. However,
But
nerfing
not-
Wind Rider
not
and
through
doing it the way
Wind
they did was really, really bad. It looks bad on them, it looks bad on their game, and it looks bad on the way they're planning on doing things in the future. We're just gonna
Just
call it a
really-
bug and then fix it, right?
And I think one of the worst things is like the dev notes was like the entire feature of the dev notes, or like the highlight was the entire balance patch, right? And they're telling us they're gonna change all these units, and out of nowhere they decided to change Wind Rider, and it's not even in there, and they decide not to put any says changes when they could have easily put that there.
Can we also note that like the only like real changes for like character balancing were like legit like 3 characters, and they're all ML5s.
I mean, I feel like
Bloodblade cut in, yes, but she's also ML, so
oh yeah, she's ML4.
Like none of the
but
other ones, like, and like okay, for Bloodblade Karen though, I don't think it was like a significant change.
20%
like,
damage
okay,
is
she
not
does
bad. She gets similar to what Vildred
more
gets in damage change.
I feel like it
but-
makes Bloodblade Karen more viable
Dude.
now, at least.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so like people were like running through like the numbers on like Bloodblade Karen and like other stuff, and they were like saying it's comparable to Vildred. They didn't actually put in like the speed multipliers either, and that's like accounting for like 15% of his like end multiplier. So he's still doing way more damage and gives a speed imprint and has higher base attack. It's just like a lot of stuff is just like not accounted there for.
The only one
Like,
with the
she
speed
needs-
imprint.
She needs way more like something different about her like damage or like
She needs a
utility or
partial Luna
something.
passive, where when she's like over
Yeah.
a certain amount, she gains like a little
Yeah,
bit extra,
yeah.
like attack or crit or something, and then give her
What is hers right now?
what
like,
she has.
if
The
she's
lower your
missing
HP
health?
is, the more HP, attack, and defense you have,
Yeah,
and speeds.
Yeah, that's
Like,
not much.
she's good for PvE stuff because if you make her tanky enough, she can actually solo content, like the harder stuff,
Yeah.
but that becomes irrelevant very fast.
But like I was so hyped about like the character balancing stuff, but like it's just I don't know. It to me it doesn't feel.
Well, there's
like
no
a lot.
balance. They just made things that were unusable better. That's not really a balance.
The thing is,
It's like,
there was
let's
no
add
nerfs.
more things to the plate.
It was all buffed. There was not
And no
a single
nerfs.
nerf, which
Well,
Yeah, there's like no nerfs, just buffing, and like I said, the only notable buffs are all just from ML characters. Like they keep touting this whole thing about how like they want to see arena like diverse and stuff like that, but it's literally just white and black, just fucking light and dark characters everywhere, and Dizzy. Can't
And so
forget
we
about
say
that.
like we see no nerfs, like says, yeah, okay, says was nerfed, but they didn't nerf says.
yeah,
They nerfed one combo
Rider.
for
It's
says,
just so
which is the PvP combo usage, and it's only Wind Rider change. Because I mean, we can still use Portrait and secure our kills 100%. Just the splash damage is low. But the problem with that is that in Arena, they didn't change any of the defense. So every defense is still going to have Carmen. Every defense is still going to have Dizzy. Every defense is still going to have Ruel, Ball and Cecilia, ML Ball, Ruel. Like that's just, it's not going to change because
Yeah.
those units are still so ridiculously oppressive. Right?
Just,
ML
like,
Ball
the
means
whole-
you. Sorry, go ahead.
It just doesn't make any sense that like Searman's passive is literally like 2 times better than like an artifact just for free
Yeah,
that there
shield,
on a
yeah.
tank with Arias. It just doesn't make any sense. And like actually like for ball too, I like now it's like kind of shifting where you have to have like a pretty high effectiveness ball because people are just running like super high effectiveness immunity tamarins, and they'll just ream right through you. But
Oh, yeah, and Tam gets a buff too. Now that Says Bomb is less popular, Tamasaria is even better.
yeah.
it's just it's not even that like because Says isn't as viable anymore. It's like Tam and Asari are just the only answer to like these defenses. And it's not even they get a buff. It's just like all right, we have to go back to our original answer. It's
There's
like
nothing
okay,
else you can
this
use,
is-
yeah.
This is ridiculous. It's like oh, do you have Dark Corvus? Nope. Do you have Tamarin? Nope. Wow, just don't even do Arena. All right.
Yeah. Do you have Ruel? Okay, well, use Carmen, Ruel, and Auto and hope to win.
Yeah. It's just like it's like the same thing with Searman. Like when I didn't have Searman, I literally couldn't do like Guild Wars because, or not Guild Wars, Arena, because like if I put anything on my defense that doesn't have C Armin, they just get rolled real quick. I'm like at like a point, like a 5% defense win rate, and literally the week I get C Armin, it just jumps up to like 40.
I think like 99% of like top arena has Crimson Armin, and without it, like you can't even hold a position there.
I'm still waiting for my C Urban.
Same.
Jttai
when
all the way up.
you're outside of Legend, if you have decent gear, like my win rate outside of Legend is like 40. If the second I push into Legend, my win rate drops to 3%, or less.
Your defense
you
rate,
just-
or
Yeah, you just can't win anything
holy.
because you don't have like Carmen or Ruel or Fat Cat. Like I have ML Ball, it's still 3%. I gave ML Ball a 252 speed set, still 3%. Doesn't matter.
Not
Yeah.
enough.
Like, literally the only viable comps right now, I feel like, are you have MLC or MLC or what the fuck, C Armin, or you just have like crazy fast ML Ball Arminta team, something like that. Otherwise, you can't win. And like if you whatever you have, like you just always 100% win for D Corvus attack teams. Like you just cannot lose.
It's too bad the fast teams just get ML Vildred now.
Yeah.
That's true
Mhm.
too. Now you can't even do that. Wow. I didn't
I'm
even
gonna
think about
avoid ML
Shite.
Vildreds because like unless you have someone with an extra turn to kill ML Vildred twice right away, like you pretty much you get cut by him and
And
your
you can't
team's
reset
screwed.
them because skill reset doesn't apply to passives.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna hard avoid any ML Vildred teams now.
Gross. Should be interesting how that works out.
We'll see what
Because
happens.
I'm just curious
in-
about Guild Wars. I personally don't care that much about Arena because I understand and I feel that Arena's so unit focused.
Yeah, so far if it seems like at least what I've seen and done myself, I've only played them one, but like he's still like you just pretty much take any tanky team, you can just kill him pretty easily with anything because he's still
Mhm.
paper thin most of the time.
Yeah, because everyone's
like-
running him like glass cannon.
Yeah, like he's just like I killed him with like 3 C Armin S1s. Like he just died. Just because he like you can't build him tanky, otherwise he's just a debuffer, and at that point it's like why bring him?
Well, okay. Do you guys want to move on to a second topic here?
I want to mention something about how the only nerf or possible nerfs that they might have said was actually the buff to Assassin Collie that they proposed and
Oh.
decided not to put that in.
Oh, did they just not put it in
Yeah,
at all?
they just
decided
totally
to,
took it
uh,
out.
Just not
They just
in.
took it out.
Straight up gone.
So there's like, all right, these guys are.
I mean, everything is subject to change. So like, it's good that they didn't put that in, but at the same time, it's like, okay then.
It's like the fact that they even thought about putting that in as a buff, like really, they just don't even know what the hell they're making. Like they don't know the game that we're playing, and they don't know what they're making. It's crazy. Sorry to get a little bit Smilegate negative, but I hate them. I hate them with all my heart.
Alright, well, second topic. I was planning for that. I feel like we might be able to skip this one. If there was a notable normal unit buffs, but honestly, like,
Lots is the only one.
Mm-hmm.
They gave Lots
I-
on skill 3 and self CR boost on skill 2. So he's actually like usable as an early game healer now too.
I kind of want to mess with Cigarette, actually.
I'm going to. I have a 6th awaken plus 7 cigarette.
I still don't have a
Yeah,
cigarette.
She gets
my
really
Cigarette
hard.
has
Like,
been
really
sitting,
hard.
Yeah, my
Everyone's
Cigarette's
sitting
been
on the
sitting at like
bench.
triple S. So like I'm gonna play around with her, see what goes on, because she's like a little miniature Sermia, but with poo poo stats. I feel like and multipliers. But
It's a water
you know what? I'll try it, man. I'll try it. I mean, there's literally no reason. There's like never any reason for me to bring like a water DPS for most of the time, unless it's like
When Luna
I guess
exists.
Ken. But like really for like GVG, the only threats that are fire ever are Ken and Kayron, and she doesn't do dick squat to Kayron, but
For Ken, it might be, I
Nah.
guess, yeah.
Yeah,
30%
for
base
Ken.
penetration.
A lot of the time you can just run Luna though.
yeah, that's what
And
I'm
Luna
saying,
gets
like,
free
most of the
stats,
time-
right?
Luna, yeah. But I feel like at the same time, no, there's nothing. I would rather use Luna in every single application, I think.
So in high tier, I don't think there's much of a change. Maybe Violet might be a little bit more annoying with the 2 debuff cleanse and 5% evasion, but it's nothing super significant.
It's
In
like a
low
quality of
tier,
life
however,
change.
in low tier, I think Ravi's going to be a monster and Violet's going to be a monster.
Yeah.
If you
I
don't
don't
have the gear or
understand,
teams to
yeah.
deal with it, you're going to struggle.
I don't understand the whole the debuff cleansing of Violet to me personally, because like he already kind of cleanses his debuff when he uses it.
Yeah.
That just seemed kind of funny to me because like he's really just a dizzy counter, right?
It feels like
And
they
it would-
buffed the dizzy counter.
Like yeah, it's like so he can remove 2 debuffs, but dizzy does 3, and he already removes them after he takes his first turn
He takes an
anyway.
extra
So
turn,
it's just
yeah.
like it's like
I think
What's
it's
the
because
point of
if you soul burn skill 3, skill 2,
If
right?
you extend it, yeah.
The other thing is it kind of punishes Tamis area users who don't kill early enough. So like if you skill 3 him and then you don't move next, he'll just debuff cleanse it all. So it forces you to hit something else.
Do people aim for that specific, like,
No.
yeah,
no one aims for Violet. You
would
always
think-
aim for Fat Cat because you can run Oath Key and counter him.
well, purely buffed dizzy counter then. Honestly, that's what it feels like to me. The moment I read that,
Again, it's like it's a high tier versus low tier thing, right?
Yeah.
Where we
I'm-
in Guild Wars, it makes no difference. In
I
low
feel like
tier,
I'm
that unit's going to become a
I feel like I'm gonna be
I'm
trying to
really
use
sorry.
Ravi again.
to go off topic a little bit, but can we sit in TFTQ for a little bit while we do this?
Go,
Isn't TFTQ like an hour?
I'm
Like
yeah,
40
I think
minutes,
that's why.
right?
I'm Jones for some TFT, my man.
That was a really long queues.
Just a thought. Just a thought.
I mean, we could just play Maple Story.
I'm playing right now.
Wow.
Oh man.
This Sledly. Alright, those are the normal ones. I think definitely the normal units, there's less to talk about compared to the Moonlight units. Let me see. Third topic here.
So
Alright. Do you think ML Zerato will hold a presence in PvP meta?
only on offense. Strictly on offense.
Yeah, his stats don't really. He won't survive in
Yeah, his
defense.
stats are really,
Yeah.
really low.
The only
and also like
saving
yeah.
soul burn skill 3.
Yeah, like he would never work in defense because like they'll just be like, okay, I just won't bring these characters. It's totally fine, and then he does nothing. But he is pretty cool. I feel like he could definitely find some use on offense. It's just his stats and are a little concerning, and I kind of wish he wasn't a mage.
Yeah, he's a
but
mage
this was
unit,
fine.
right?
Yeah, I kind of wish he wasn't. That would have been a little bit too much to ask for, but that's fine. But other than that, I think we'll have to see. Like, were his modifiers out? Or
Yeah, there were, from what I
they're
saw,
out.
there were one. It was just his modifiers don't
Okay.
look that like.
He's honestly just bring
Does it-
Soulbook, skill 3 AoE defense break, and kill everyone else with something else.
yeah,
Pretty much, yeah.
I think.
I don't think he's
my-
really doing
the,
damage.
The biggest thing was with him and like how like Gloomy Rain is counter to Era and Ball or whatever, like being a meme is like the same thing with him. Like he doesn't do anything for the other team, like the rest of your team. Like, okay, is he gonna be able to solo them? Probably not. So then what the fuck is the point of him, you know?
He's just a
'Cause, like-
neutral element defense breaker.
Yeah.
That's it.
But although I think it is nice that he has like a skill 3 that does defense break and attack down. I don't think we've had any units that do
Mhm.
all like both of those at the same time, but for AoE. And it's like 75%, which is not bad. So
I think another thing to consider is if they have good morale, they could be really good for things like Carcanus.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
stun PVE.
Yeah, because if you get defense
That's true.
broken, you just transfer the defense break back.
Would be nice if they released a little bit more. Have they said anything about hell raids? Like releasing more wings?
In the Festa, they said they were
in
going.
July.
Said July.
Yeah.
Same.
Everything is gonna be out.
I think set specific crafting was also supposed to be July, and
Yeah. Oh, okay.
the Mola rework
So-
is July as well.
The mole rework,
I've-
I don't remember them saying anything about that. I thought it was gonna come out today, like this week's patch.
I thought they said like in July, and it was 12%.
Yeah, I thought it was
Oh.
gonna be in this patch too.
I mean, I don't know. Like so many things that they've been. I don't know what they're really like allocating a lot of the resources to. Like it seems. No matter how you cut it, it just doesn't feel like they've done a lot since like the last major like content patch, I guess. Like if they make like the new tower just like like copy paste like super easy fights, then I'm actually probably not playing that anymore.
Well, I'm expecting the regular one to at least be copy paste fights because they said they're gonna release a hard mode if this one's too easily cleared, and that's probably them assuming that it's gonna be easily cleared already. So
Yeah,
Well-
I don't know why they even said that. I don't know why they wouldn't just say that they're gonna put a hard mode in. That's like so
I
crazy.
think they'd
to me,
rather
like-
just put it in an easy mode, see if it's not
Mhm.
so bad, and then expand on it. Whereas other companies like release the hardest thing and then they nerf it down. Like Abyss, for example. Abyss was like really hard at the beginning, and then they've
Yeah.
nerfed it so many times.
Well,
I think they're kind of going the other method where they're releasing it easier, and then they'll make a harder mode.
But you see, I don't like that because like personally me, like I've always enjoyed like the small challenge of like Abyss and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I really wish that they like, because right now currently like for PvE, like one of the things like I feel like drives a lot of people to like play the game is like trying to do like super ultra hard stuff, right? Because as of right now, there's really no goal to like kind of like work towards.
Yeah, because there's no
and, like,
PvP
yeah.
yet.
And like if they keep like releasing like this like handheld like baby content, like obviously I don't know if it's gonna be like that for the tower, but honestly it seems like it. I don't know. It just seems like they're not really working towards like the longevity of the game because it seems like they just don't.
I mean, they released the
No.
baby content because they want newer players
Yeah.
to feel like they're not gated super hard.
All about the new
But it kind of
players.
sucks for us. Like all of us can just like easy clear through things, right? That's why we're looking forward to like hell raids. We're looking forward to like harder content and stuff.
Like it just feels weird that they're like pay model, I guess, if they're just trying to cater to like new players and letting like old players cycle out with new players. It just I question the sustainability of it, honestly. It's just a little strange.
I don't know. I think they kind of go back and forth. They go like a new player patch and then like more of an in-game patch and then a new player patch, and then they kind of like fade between the two.
So far it's been
I really wish they were more clear about what they want to do. You know what I
At
mean?
least they said they were gonna release Abyss 100, so that's something to look forward to. Haha.
hopefully that comes out soon.
I can't wait to clear it in the first day. That'll be great.
At least we'll be getting equipment there, I think, right? Rather than runes, at least.
I think this game needs a really,
Yeah.
really big balance patch before we push things like live PvP.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They
100%.
need to do so many things. They need to do so many things. They need to just. I wish they would kind of take a look at every single character and just change something about like literally everything right now. I'm not super happy with the way like a lot of characters are just kind of stagnant.
I wish they went harder on those like 4-star buffs and stuff, because like you read that
Yeah.
Purgus buff, you read that Cartuja buff, and you're like, okay, and then you just
That would
move
be-
on to everything else.
And there's
Like,
like a handful of
currently,
4 stars that are good.
Yeah, there's like I remember like back when we first started like if for most people who have been playing since day one, like it was really interesting. Like you could use these 3 stars, these 4 stars, and they would be great, right? And then we currently don't have that at all. Like minus a few characters. You know what I mean? It's just like that was one of the things that drew I said to a lot of my friends to like kind of draw them into the game, you know, because like oh, you don't have to be like super lucky. You can use these 2, 3 star, like 3 stars and 4 stars, and like they're one of the best characters in the game, right?
Yeah, and then when they released specialty changes, we were like, wow, they really care about these 3-star units. Like they're actually good.
Yeah. And now nobody fucking uses them, so kind of feels bad, you know?
They're just early game units now. Some of them, very specific ones, are still used,
That's
But
like 1 out of 100, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Which- which-
the thing is, like, they killed a lot of the ones that were really, really good.
Which
Rigorous,
that's why
Tierra,
it like
Elson.
makes that's why it makes no sense to me that they're like when you were talking about how they're maybe trying to cater to like new players, but like they're also like they've inherently made like the entire like system of like characters like and being like their viability like not really new player friendly.
Well,
Like
so,
now,
okay, so what I meant by that viability, I meant is like PvE content is very easy to do with like 3,
oh
4
yeah, for
stars.
sure.
That's
But
what
like when new players join a game like this where it's been out for I guess a decent amount of time now and they look to like older players for like advice and stuff like that, they're gonna be like, oh, these are trash, blah 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 blah, and like, oh man, I didn't get these units, blah blah blah. It's like, oh, you don't have Dizzy, don't even try to PvP ever like in your entire life. Oh, you know, you don't have these ML units, blah blah blah, you can't do anything. It's like, all right, well,
don't have
why am I
Karma, don't do
playing?
Arena.
Yeah, it's like those kind of things. It's just like because like obviously the morale in a lot of like veteran players is pretty low when you talk about like PvP and like there's really nothing to talk about PvE anyway anymore. Which is why I don't understand why they're not if they're like so stingy about like balancing the PvP units that are like ML like the big money makers or whatever. I don't know why they're not like kind of like padding that out with like a lot of like robust like hard PvE content. Like I'm worried because they said that they're gonna have like a ranking system for who beats the tower first, but if it's like really easy, then it's like not really a huge accomplishment because it'll just be like who can kill these faster, like who has a better speed cleave team or whatever. And that's just like kind of meh.
The whole argument with like, is this new to gacha? It's like this game took a different approach to it. This game for a long time, the main focus was like the 3 and 4 star units were like really, really strong and really, really good, and they were really popular for like PvE and PvP. And now it's just like even the spec change units like don't really feel that great. The spec changes I think have progressively gotten worse as time goes on, and then they nerf the like really obtainable units, which makes the non-obtainable units even stronger, just like by association, right? Like Falconer Clary was phenomenal. People didn't like her because she could take extra turns, and now it's like, okay, so you nerf that. Now the next best option is still going to be Carmen. Now Carmen is literally the best option by like 4 or 5 levels, right? Before it was like she's the best option by like 2 levels. Right. I mean, obviously she's still good. I still use these units. She's still good, but I never said she wasn't good ever. The whole point of the discussion was that they knock these units down that don't need to be knocked down, and I don't understand why they don't need to be why they're getting knocked down, right? But then we have
Like
these ML units that never get knocked down. If anything, they just get buffed.
Only buffed.
It's because like they just keep knocking down the ones that are viable against them down, so that they're literally the only ones on the fucking field at this point. Like I don't know why if they're trying to like promote like diverse units or whatever, they buff up other units to that level. It's just like really strange and bizarre to me.
Well,
they're just
done,
literally.
Sorry.
They're just like literally just like limiting the amount of characters that are considered viable in like high end PvP or whatever you want to call it. And it's just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, especially since like they're like you guys said, they're really only buffing units that are like not really easily attainable, I guess. Maybe it's a sore spot for me because I still never mind. Anyways, yeah, I'm done.
I was just gonna say, like, they've even only nerfed very few things in the game, right? Every single balance patch or whatever changes, it's always like a nerf or a buff to a certain character. The only characters that got nerfed are like what? Ravi, Tierra, Elson, and Flurry.
Most of them got nerfed before they came to us as well, right? Like a lot of units were super imbalanced and they nerfed them before, and now like I just don't understand why they're okay. So as a Summoners War player, a lot of this I look as like game to game. In Summoners War, the like LD Nat 5s are like 10 to 20% better than, and a couple of them are like maybe 30 to 35% better than regular Nat 5s. In Epic 7, the ML Nat 5s are like 2 to 3 times better. Like MLR Mintha is 2 to 3 times better than any unit that does even remotely close to any unit that has like AoE CC. No, MLR Mintha is notably better. She's neutral element. She has crazy good base stats. It's 100% effect, harmful effect rate, and she does damage, and then she rotates turns on top of that. And then you get this. Then you add in the soul burning aspect of soul burning. Just makes PvP content really easy. Right, you use Clary, you use Ken, you can just soul burn people to death. Right, you use Dizzy, skill 3, skill 2. You don't even need a stripper, you just run Violin. 80% chance on the AoE seems fine to me.
And these units are
Like,
more accessible than like the rates
yeah,
to
and then
get them.
you put them in Mystic rotation too, and then it's just like now anyone who spends money can get them, and there's going to be a huge influx of them because the people who are smart and save will get them, and then there's going to be people who get lucky and get them. Like I've pulled ML Armintha and ML Ball, and I still have 5,000 like Mystic, and I've only bought 3 of the Mystic Metal packs ever. You know, like the units are just ridiculously obtainable for how super crazy strong they are.
I agree with that part. The fact that someone like Crimson Armor is a 4-star ML. There's still people who don't have him or her, obviously, but it's just such strong units. So accessible to so many people that and makes such a big impact on whether you can climb an arena or not.
It's just the level of strength and difference I find. It's like the accessibility is annoying, but if they were only like 1.3 to 1.5 times, it would be more manageable, right? Because these units are like twice as strong or more, it just the obtainability of them makes them ridiculous to deal with because anyone who doesn't have them struggles so hard.
You're like miles below or miles behind if you just don't have that one
And it's
unit.
also not the ML5s only. It's the ML4s that really kill you because those ones are the hard ones that are like kind of hard to obtain. So like if you have an auxiliary lots, PvP becomes very easy. If you have a Crimson Armament, PvP becomes very easy, right? Those 2 units like just alone are just insane compared to others. Like if you ask me, do you want an ML Ball or an auxiliary lots? I take auxiliary lots every single day of the week because it's so easy to use and it's so comfortable.
I think that's one of the problems that I noticed when I have like some of my guild members like talking about like Summoner's War and stuff like that. It's there are like I guess it's because there are a lot more established and there are more characters out right now, but there are a lot of characters that do similar or same things that like some of the more impressive units do. But like in Epic 7, there's like only that one unit that does like Oxlots, what Oxlots does. There's only one unit that does what MLR does. There's only one unit that does like what Ball does. Like Hirado is kind of there, but like it's not even close. Yeah, there's just too many unique oppressive like skill kits that don't have a whole lot of answers, and and if there are, there's usually just like 1 or 2 different characters. So like if you literally just don't have like a few of these key characters, you're pretty much screwed. Which is like it's like crazy.
Also, I guess the other thing that makes it really tough is still the randomness for speed. Like the plus minus 5% CR bonus at the beat is just ridiculous. Right? When you think about it, if you're trying to outspeed somebody, every speed they gain, you have to gain a double of it, if not more. Right? If they're over 200 speed, then technically you have to gain a double and a bit. So like, let's say I have a 260 A lots and Sledly has a 255 ML Ball. Well, now I need to be like 267, 268 if I want to guarantee to move before him. Like that is and the 5% ends up being like twice the amount of a max roll most of the time. You can roll 1 to 4 speed. Why is the speed RNG 5%? Why is it not like 1.5, 2% or something?
Definitely better than when it was before. Where it was like before this change, it was like plus minus 10, right?
It was 10.
So
yeah.
at least they
that
dropped it to
was
5.
Craziness.
Like it was so hard to actually get what's it called, to know for sure
Speed
to
tuning.
outspeed, to speed tune and to outspeed people also. Like that was so annoying before that.
Yeah, if you wanted to speed tune before, your units had to be 20% apart, which is ridiculous because sometimes they might overlap and you might get screwed. So if you ran like a CR boost AoE defense break nuke combo, you were just screwed because it was impossible to speed tune it.
Yeah, it would be nice if they didn't have like the RNG speed stuff, because like if you want to like guarantee like turn order for a lot of stuff, like technically you have to have like what like 44 speed difference from like your fastest to your slowest or something, right? Is there or it's like 33? I don't know. And like that's not accounting for like imprints and stuff like that. Like I tried to like do the turn 1 Banshee thing with like Vildred and stuff like that, but I have like a triple S Vildred, and I just had to like make him way faster than I feel like he should have had to be because of his imprint and not going to himself. You know what I mean? Like I had to get like 20 something speed under like the next person, and that was like so stupid.
Summoner's Word doesn't have any of the speed energy, right?
Ties always go to attacker.
So they don't have the RNG.
No, it's just raw speed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And combat readiness is different as well. So attack bar gain works in the way that in Epic 7, when somebody's at 100% CR, nobody gains CR. In Summoner's War, every time somebody moves, everyone gains their attack, and it's based on their speed. So it's every content has a different tick rate speed multiplier, but it's basically you multiply the tick rate by the total speed, which is the speed. So you take base speed multiplied by tower bonus, which is 15%, and if they have speed leads, and then you add the rune speed afterward, and you run down. It sounds complicated, but it's very, very straightforward. But in terms of like units, I know we went really off topic with this, but you know, we talked about how insane A Vildred was. People are looking at Lilibet because they added her. I think she is fucking terrible. She has 0 crit or speed or crit damage. Oh wait, it's HP, attack, and defense, and that's it.
And it's an on-kill effect for S3, right? Single target?
Yeah, so if the multiplier is bad, she's useless. If the multiplier is okay, she's probably still useless. If it's really, really good, she's still going to be hard to use because her skill 1, skill 2. Skill 1 is beneficial block. Skill 2 is bleeds. And she's a warrior.
1.8 on S3.
1.8 plus the soul burn. Okay, she can kill on skill 3, but I don't think she's going to kill
2.4
for tanky units.
That's a pretty high soul burn, I would say.
Yeah, no, I think she will still be able to be used. But then we would have to go back to, you know, the whole Issei Tama thing. Like, she definitely needs to be set up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like for Guild Wars, I think that she, like, for sure she'll be like an easy A Vildred counter because like I said, she could have like literally negative multipliers in skill 3. She should still kill A Vildred if she has damage.
The only fear is that if Age of Vildred kills her first before she moves. So you're forcing yourself to bring or Tamas area. Then yeah. I don't think she's gonna work as easily as people think she will.
She'll definitely be like the niche thing, like, but for like PvP stuff, I see her having a hard time trying to kill anything that's like Ruel, Searman, whatever, you know, because they'll just build tanky and then she'll not really. Cause she doesn't have any ignored defense stuff. Like you would have to set up her for sure, like with defense down and all that other like attack up and stuff like you would have to do, like Falcon McClurry, Alots, or Issei Tama, whatever works for you.
Does Extinction go through like a resist check? Can you like bypass it with immunity or prevent it?
Yeah, people are saying like don't kill Ruel Carmen, you kill the squishy unit. Well, the easiest way to kill into that is actually to kill the Carmen first. But
I'm not talking about I'm not talking about killing the Ruel or Seaman. I'm saying killing the whoever is with the Ruel or Seaman. What I think
like you have to kill through 50% damage reduction. Like that's not easy to do with units that don't have some sort of ignore mechanic. Right, Surmi at least has 50% ignore. Luna has elemental advantage and 25 crit. Right, what does Lilibet have? She has soul burn for extra damage on pretty weak base stats. She has 1.1k attack, I think. 1.1k attack, no crit rate, no crit damage bonus. So first of all, because you're hitting ML units a lot of the time for threat, you're going to have to run 100 crit. Because if you miss crit, you lose. Right, so there are a lot of factors to this. Like you need a lot of stats. You need a ton of stats. 3.7k attack is really, really hard to do if you don't have like if she has absolutely 0 speed. Sure, you might be able to do that, but I don't think you're running 100. Hey, I really don't think you're running 100 crit in that case. Even if you're running Oxalots, I don't think you have 100 crit. You would need insane stats for that. You need triple crit sets, and you need like actual max roll purple gear or like high tier epic gear.
You could most like one of the things I've been doing is just running with crit rate neck, honestly, and you can still get the stats that you need for the most part. But yeah, it's definitely like a tough situation.
I think we'll have to definitely wait
It's
for
kinda like,
Lilibet to come out before we actually, like, for people to test and try her, because you know there's the Molagoras, right, to factor in. So. Okay, well, that was. Really,
I don't think she's gonna be that great. She'll be nice because she has something that no one else has, but
yeah, and
I
she's
mean,
another
and
niche unit
the,
now,
the
right?
bait to her,
Niche, very
the
niche.
big bait is the fact that she has crit imprint. So people are gonna be like, I need crit imprint units. Let me just summon for this. You know?
She cute though.
Yeah.
Oh God, Sledly.
FBI, by the way.
Yeah.
I'll go to jail. I don't give a fuck.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I'll go to jail.
All right.
Take
So
me fucking away.
there's a topic here, yeah, that we did want to go through. It's they mentioned something. Smilegate mentioned something in the dev notes. Yeah, for the possibility of auto farm. Yeah, can we just get some? What are your thoughts? I'll just straight up tell you, I hate the idea of it. Yeah,
I don't like it.
So I think auto farm is okay for catalysts, maybe, and that's it.
You think so? Like,
Me, like, I don't think it's that big of a deal if it's for catalyst farming. Only getting catalysts and you're getting shit upgrade gear stuff, which is kind of irrelevant. I don't like the idea of it at all. Let me start with that. I hate auto farming. I think it kills games. King's Raid is a perfectly good example. You can macro farm if you can auto farm. You basically just spend as much money as you can and run the game 24/7, right?
Yeah.
You don't play the game. Everyone has the same level of shit because, you know, you just wail really, really hard. If they are going to add it, I really hope it's only for like catalyst farming or runes and nothing else.
Didn't they? What did they add something new on that? I thought that they said that they weren't thinking about doing it. I thought they were just addressing it.
They brought it up again in the dev notes. Initially, they brought it up a long time ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, they said that like it might come later. So it was a huge red flag for me and a concern.
It's still dev notes, you know.
still
could
dev notes.
change.
I mean, hopefully there's
That's
enough, you know,
true.
backlash from community if they ever decide to, like, you know, hint at it, that, you know, they'll pull back from it, because it's just one thing I really hate, where at least I feel like there's a minimum dedication needed to, you know, at least you're pressing play again every like few minutes. Like, I feel
That's
like
the thing. I know a lot of people that have been wanting that since the start of the game, so I'm a little scared that they will have a positive reaction towards it. Like, I personally, for me, I'm indifferent. I couldn't care what it doesn't. Like, I still sit there and farm all day anyway, so it doesn't really affect me. But if it, you know, man, I don't know.
Like, it's not gonna change things
I
for
really
like.
just don't have an opinion on it.
It's not gonna change things for like us. It's not gonna change things, or sorry, it's not gonna be as big an impact for us who, no matter what, we're gonna be there pressing play again by ourselves anyways.
I think I wouldn't play. I would quit. There's no point in me playing a game like that. I cannot, for the life of me, compete with somebody who can just outspend me. Right. My biggest strength to my ability to play is my experience in other gacha games, like Summoner's War, as well as my time commitment. I spend a lot of time playing these games.
That's true.
Right. If someone can just outspend me, there's no point in me playing. King's Raid's a perfectly good example. I have a friend who, when King's Raid was out, we started playing in November. So I think the game was out for like 4 or 5 months. He spent 10 grand, and in like 3 weeks, he was like a top 10 player.
Holy.
Like, a game like that should not exist.
Wow.
A system like that is really, really bad. And then they made it even more pay to win by adding UTs, which is why no one plays the game anymore. Right.
I think for me, my view is a little different, because I've realized for a lot of the stuff that I've done in the game, money, effort, and time doesn't get you jack shit in this game. So I'm just like, if it makes people's lives easier, whatever, you can do it, I guess.
But and that's kind of why I think that like auto farming catalyst wouldn't be so bad, because farming catalyst sucks. It's boring. You have to press the repeat button like a shit ton. And that's like the really, really tedious part of the game.
Did they implement the mass promoting thing yet, or no?
No,
I didn't.
not
I
yet.
think so, not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
I mean, we have the steeple now for Catalyst, so I don't know, like, it's still like a weekly thing, and like you get normal Catalyst per day. You can craft that, and you can craft epics per week. But that honestly, that along with side stories and like, I feel like that should already help a lot with people getting Catalyst now. I feel like just because of the fact that like
Yeah.
what it's like you get 3 epics per week, which is
Yeah.
on top of
And then
that
2 from machine.
yeah,
And then
side story
side
shop.
stories, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's like it's enough to 6-star awaken someone a week if you really put in that dedication now.
Yeah, epic catalysts are definitely not as big of a problem as they were when they first.
Yeah, when they first
Yeah.
came out, Jesus Christ.
Everyone was like farming them, and
Yikes.
you spent literally days and weeks and whatever farming for literally just one character's 6th awakening. Like for sure, like now it's like you could do that like just casually in a week, whatever. Like you don't worry about it because you know that there's like a guarantee system that you can fully awaken them, and most of the time now like you already have enough for any like most characters if you're playing all the side stories and playing a lot.
Yeah.
Doing all this the shops and stuff like that. The last time I was ever worried about catalysts was probably when Water Kise came out, and that was it. Like any other time, I just didn't, because they give you so many now. It's like not a huge deal. Like, especially if you're working towards like 6-starring other units and other stuff, like you just kind of get them naturally now, which is really nice. So in terms of the catalyst, I think they did a pretty good job in making it so it's not like a terrible chore for everybody.
Okay, well, auto farm. All right, last topic for now before we can open up. We can open it up after this. What do you feel about the automated tower rewards?
I hope that there are individual floor rewards.
There are, but I don't
There
think
are.
they're gonna be that good. I think it's gonna be
The
like gold.
preview.
Okay.
Floor
For-
2
for-
gives 6k.
Yeah, first floor 6k, second floor 6k. It's like what 6.6k, and then it's like 6.7k. So, like unless it scales a lot higher, you're getting like what 600k gold per month.
If they give me epic runes for the last 10 floors, I'm gonna shoot something.
Because I thought in the dev notes they said we would be getting like rings or whatnot.
Like
I'm not sure if I
epic
was-
ring. I'm pretty sure.
Unless-
it should still-
Unless they're talking about the charms, right? Then, well, whoops,
Oh my
mistranslation.
God. It costs, yeah. Like people, like it costs. Like
If it
one of
costs
my
5
friends was
or
saying,
only, it doesn't change. That's not terrible.
I
500,
highly doubt it.
what was that 500 energy,
also
400
doubt it,
force?
but I thought
Yeah,
I'd say it just in case.
But if it stays 5 energy for the entire like 100 floors, I'll eat my fucking shorts, dude. I swear, it's never gonna
Alright,
happen.
Okay, yo, okay, we
Remember
have
that,
this.
guys.
We have
Podcast.
this. Yeah,
Yeah,
Next
Yeah.
podcast,
Do
Sledly
it.
eating shorts.
yeah.
ready,
I'll eat my shorts.
Okay.
I'll literally go downstairs, like videotape me boiling my fucking shorts and eating it with ketchup or some shit. I don't fucking know. Whatever makes it more
Why you gotta
palatable.
mention ketchup?
I don't know, man.
better.
Shit.
Ex Ketchup King.
Oh man. Well, we'll find out
You
on
need hot
July
sauce with
1st.
sriracha, man.
Well, I'm happy about the Moonlight. At least it gives me another chance to get Assassin Coley per month. So yeah, now I get 2
Mulligars
chances.
are nice. I mean, the actual 10 floor like rewards are not bad. 3
Yeah.
necklace and rings for
Mulligaras.
Greater and epic, and then
Yeah.
4 Mulligaras and 4 leaves.
Dude, okay. For me, I was a little disappointed because when they were talking about how like, oh, the new floor is gonna give you Molagoras and other words, I was thinking like, oh shit, dude, they're gonna give us like 20 Molagoras or something, and then it was like,
Yeah, but why would they do that? Every month you get 20 more Mulligaras. That just wouldn't make sense,
Really
especially lowering the
I-
Mulligar cost.
I was
It
excited.
doesn't make sense.
I was excited. What can I say?
I think 4 is reasonable though, right?
I think it's like
Is
it's
it
not.
4? I don't know.
It's 4. It's like
4. It's
4.
4.
maybe
So
it's
we
just
get 3 a week. 3 a week, so that's 12 in a month. And we get the 4 from that, so 16. Plus the 1 for login, and if you get lucky, you get another one. From
And it
like
could be a
or
hard
and
mode,
one
so
from an
that's gonna
event,
be 8 or more.
right? So you get like 19 a month without buying any. 18, 19.
yeah. I think around there.
I mean, 18, 19 is not bad. That's what does it take to fully scale a unit now? A 5-star.
48?
And it's gonna be less, right? 12%
Oh yeah. After
Mulligar
the Mola refunds, right? You'll be spending less.
40, let's say
How many was it?
40-ish, maybe
Is it
44.
48? Is it 48?
So that's not bad. Like you can half skill a unit almost every month. I mean, that's pretty good.
That's still. I don't like this. I don't like how that has kind of become the standard. I don't know. I think you should still be able to like fully skill a unit in a month's time.
I was actually hoping they would, like, you know how they're giving so many charms and whatnot? Like, at least personally, I thought they were going to be giving, like, I was hoping they would be giving, you know, a few more bookmarks here and there for people to, like, accumulate to summon, whatnot, right? There's no mystics, there's no bookmarks, there's nothing there. Like, there's no sky stones, right? It's just, there's leaves, accessory charms, and...
I don't know. They might do it like summoners where every 5th floor in between gives you crystals and summoners. So you might just get sky stones for those.
Okay.
What I am upset about though is that they didn't include artifact charms.
Yeah, no artifact charms, dude.
And no powder either.
Yeah, no powder. I think artifact charms are harder to get than accessory charms, right? Because you have ancient coins.
Artifact charms are
You get from
extremely
library,
difficult to
you
get.
use jewelry.
Yeah.
Well, so if you want to do artifacts, you either have to summon or you have to do friendship summons. Like you're actually hard limited. If you want to do like artifacts, you can just farm hunts, right, and feed your hunt materials.
Yeah. We'll see on July 1st. I'm pretty sure, like, guaranteed, right? All of us, we're gonna be going through the floor. You know, maybe we'll try. I feel like I want to set up like some sort of like race, if possible, between people who, you know, who can start at the same time. But we'll see what happens there. All right.
As long as it's hard, I would like to.
I don't think it's gonna
try
be
and
that
see
hard.
if
At least not the normal mode.
Yeah,
Yo,
that's why.
hard
like,
mode
I'm,
coming
like,
out in a
Do you
month.
guys want to do? Do you guys want to do a squad stream race where we all just race each other?
I'm actually so down.
I can't even
I'm
do
down.
it. The problem for me is it's like what? It's coming out on a Sunday night, right?
Well, I don't mind
No.
waiting if you guys like. I don't really care about getting
Yeah, I'm okay with
number one on the
waiting.
ranking. Like if you guys
no,
want to
no.
do like a squad stream and race it, I'm down.
It's out on
I think
Monday.
it's so much
Monday.
more fun.
For me, I want to. Yeah, it comes out on like Monday night or whatever, or because it said 1 a.m. UTC or whatever on Monday, which is
That's Sunday, 1 a.m.
It
I
probably
think- I can't
releases
remember what it
the
was.
Sunday
same
afternoon.
time. Oh, Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, if it's
I
1
remember- I
a.m. on a
remember doing
Monday
the- I don't think it was 1
UTC,
a.m.
then you
I
subtract like approximately 7 hours.
I
See,
think it was 4 a.m.
I thought it would time it with
All
the
I remember
arena
is it
and hell
started
raid.
at- yeah.
It's
It's a yeah. I remember it starts at 11 p.m. EST.
11 p.m. EST.
And like I would literally like I would have to sit in bed and try not to wake up the rest of my house because it's a work day or work night.
that's true.
Struggle.
That's fun for me.
Well,
Also,
Because
the
you
event
know-
is live,
like,
guys.
yeah.
Don't forget.
what?
The new
Oh.
event is live, so don't forget.
New event.
Yeah, the
Is it
Stormy
water
event.
guns?
Oh,
New event.
Let's see. There is an epic catalyst box, a Molagara, a gold transmit, and I don't know what the consolation prize is, but it's probably energy. The events have gotten
Seems
better.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone wants to mention
Yeah,
that,
for
but I think
sure.
the events have gotten a lot better.
I agree.
It's probably because like every time they get those little what is it called the feedback thing? Everyone
Reviews, yeah. I can
everyone's
imagine.
probably spamming water guns for like the next like 3 events or whatever.
Yeah, bring back water gun event.
Yeah.
All right, well, off topic here. Yeah, we can go. Is there any topics you guys want to open up? Anything specifically? Yeah, answer questions in chat, whatnot. If anyone has questions in chat, you can throw questions.
How many ML5s is Sledly in? I have done 111 ML summons and I have gotten 0 from them. So
Oh, your two are from Mystics?
that's where I'm at. Yep, my 2 are for Mystics.
Rip. What's the
I
general
have been keeping a log of my
consensus?
ML summons.
General consensus of Wind Rider nerf is that it's the dumbest implementation of nerfing that combo. Like we're all in agreement that you should nerf Sesmon because it's way too strong.
Yeah,
But nerfing the artifact
was not the
is
answer.
kind of
Not the right
underhanded.
way to give it.
And then the way they did the
So
recall is also not very. So like for me, for example, I spent 2 bottles of knowledge. That's 480 powder, and I get back 2 Wind Riders. So now I get 60 dust back. Like fuck me. You know,
maybe
that's-
maybe Were they just trying to be like, we don't want to do the character recall. It's too annoying. Here's this shit. Because then if they nerfed Says, they would have had to do the
Yeah, they have to
character
recall Says, right?
And like, no, you don't get your Molagoros back, you fucking. All right.
I'd be down with
Weird stuff.
Says nerf so I can recall Says instead, but well,
Charon can work against a Vildred, yeah.
I think the worst thing about the Wind Rider nerf is the fact that for people like, sorry, OnceInLuv, but yeah, for the people who use the bottles, you don't get your bottles back, and bottle is it's a Joker card. You can use it on,
And it's more expensive too.
You can use that on a limited artifact, and you're not gonna get that back.
Dude,
so,
that's so crazy that they did that. Oh,
Well, and then
my
what about the
God.
people who like they saw it in Powder Shop and they bought 6 of them?
yeah.
What about the people who saw it
that is-
this and the thing that gets me, it's not that the bottle refund, I think I don't get a bottle back, right? I don't mind. I understand like I'm gonna get fucked sometimes. You can't always be lucky and you can't always get things in a fair. But what about the fact that after Says and Wind Rider became meta, they decided that it was a good idea to put out a Mystic rotation with both of them? Like that
I was
it
actually so
feels
surprised.
really, really scummy. And I messaged you guys this morning about that because I was upset when I thought of it. But we
No,
talked
it's
about that in my guild, and
100%
it
scummy.
doesn't feel good at all.
Because it's
100%,
not like
they don't give a shit. They really don't. They really don't care.
see,
It's
I'd
like,
be more okay
hey,
with it.
and that was the same month that they upgraded the Mystic pack, so you could buy a ton of them.
Yeah, you can buy
Oh, it
more
went
of
from the
them,
4-pack, right?
You could buy
to-
all of them. So it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, so now you're gonna. So cool. You want to milk people out of their money. That's fine, right? It's acceptable. You want people to, but then you like kind of like backhand them a couple months, and you go and you say it's a unintentional bug.
It's a
You're not
bug
going to tell
fix.
them like this is not what we wanted, so we need to nerf it, right? That's totally different. You know, you need to nerf something, that's fine. Nerf it. Don't lie. Don't lie to people. That just feels so bad. And it looks really, really bad too.
The thing is, like, I mean, says cleave or says bomb isn't new. Like, if it was something like, let's say no one or maybe like 99% of the population found out about that just this past week or this month, right? Then okay, I would kind of understand this a little bit more. Okay, there's a bug, right? You found it, you saw the response, you saw what's happening, you fix it, makes sense. But like, I think the very first time I saw says with Wind Rider was in like January when YDCB tested this with Wind Rider to see if this works, and like that's where I picked mine up from. And then down the road, it's like it took them what, like 6 months now to fix the Wind Rider bug.
So
It's
having something in an original description like Kise and Taco, like if that was the case, then it never should have been implemented into the game to start with, right? But the fact that it was there and it was there for so long, and everyone knew about it too, right? There were tons of YouTube videos, there were tons of Twitch streamers who were using it. Everybody knew. We brought it up in the E7 creators Discord all the time. We were like, GMs, is this right? Does this work? Never got a response back. It's like months later down the road.
I still think that, you know, for people like you, I think you should get the bottles back. It's so crazy. Because
I think so too.
yeah, the bottles.
what other reason
hurts.
would you ever use Wind Rider? It's literally only really viable on 2 characters, Sez and Vildred, because of their passive and like their bomb or whatever. Like that's the only reason why they're doing it. And then they nerf it. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, well, you know, the bottles. I mean, the bottles aren't easy to come by. You only get one a month, and then they cost way more powder.
Yeah, 240 power. The
That's
worst part is,
crazy.
what if, like, quote unquote, like, let's say, what if a free to play person, right, saw this, started building up, right? They got, you know, they pulled 1 or 2 Wind Riders. They decided to buy a bottle or 2 to put in that, and they only get 30 powers back from what, spending 480
Said
powder.
about the bottles, about getting a Wind Rider artifact back, if you could trade in the Wind Rider for 180 powders.
If you could sell for a full price, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be fine, because I wouldn't personally get a full refund, but like all the people who buy it so much, like who bought 6 of them, don't feel like they got. Also, I totally disagree with this. RNL is bad on Kayron. You guys should see some of the crazy high tier defenses. Some people are running some crazy strong RNL Kayrons.
I think no matter what, counter Kayron is just, that's the worst I've ever.
I mean,
Counter Kayron's not as
RNL
good anymore because they fixed it.
No.
I mean, RNL on any thief is literally on defense is literally just RNG city galore. It'll be good
Yeah.
on pretty much fucking anyone that does damage.
That's
The
kind of like
more
what
RNG you add to a defense, the stronger it is.
yeah, Assassin
That's how it
Gartuja,
works.
Abyssal Crown. I don't know, like all of that is like
Counter
more-
Dizzy Abyssal Crown.
oh my gosh, don't talk about that.
I mean, Arnell Kayron probably isn't my
Counter
first
dizzy.
pick, just because of how he would waste his buffs and stuff. But like, you could definitely get.
I've seen
absolutely
way too
destroyed
many
by it,
people
for sure.
proc back into skills with it. That's the thing.
Yeah, like you could definitely just absolutely fuck someone with it for sure.
Trap House runs a bunch of it. That's why.
Before we move away from Windride, I wanted to mention like they knew it was a nerf too. They're letting you recall it, right? Other bug fixes that they found in like artifact interactions or mechanics, like Isla's violin, right? That's one that people are like really hyped about in Korea because originally
Oh, it procced before.
it strips before you
Yeah.
debuff,
Right.
right? And then they call it a bug fix, and then they're calling this a bug fix too, and they're letting you recall it. They know it's a nerf, right?
I think it's slightly different with Isla's violin though.
Yeah,
it was-
obviously.
Yeah,
That was
it's a
like-
free artifact though, that one.
Yeah.
I was a person who purchased Wind Rider for 180 powder. Yeah, that's the worst part. Like, I don't know if if maybe they'll end up letting people at least get.
I don't mind
the
like
powder
if
back.
they nerfed the soul burn damage or the skill 3 damage, or I probably still wouldn't recall it. It's just like they've completely obsoleted this now great artifact. Like, nobody will use it anymore.
Mhm.
Why would you use Wind Rider when anything else is better? Portrait is better. Joker is better,
Mhm.
right? Even Tonfa, if you don't have
refund
a
is just
portrait,
done
is
really
better.
poorly. The refund is just done super poorly because like when you have like character refund, you get everything back, like Molagora's experience.
Well, I guess
whatever.
do we know like you don't get a slate back, do you? If you
No, I don't
slated
think
it
you
and
do.
recalled it, I don't think you do.
Do you get the character back if you use
Yeah.
a slate?
You probably do get the hero. That would make the
I
most
think
sense.
I don't know. It feels a little bit different for me for like the artifacts because like you can't just like buy the characters with whatever or some currency, but like you can and like sell them, right? Like you would just use them as fodder or something. Like you can still use. them
It's
as,
a
like,
lot easier
5-star
to pick up the
fodder.
artifacts. Like there are free to play methods to get these, but then there are like for units, it's a lot harder to do that, right?
Yeah.
But like it for me, I think it just feels like crazy bad that people have been spending like powders and stuff like that, and then just basically getting a fraction of what they spent when like this has been like this hasn't been like a thing that has been going on throughout the entirety of the game. Like Sezbomb and whatever, the opportunities to use it and like for people wanting to use it has only come somewhat recently from like I feel and like people didn't really get the use out of it that I think they would. I don't know, like it just feels like people like spent a lot of money or like not a lot of money, a lot of resources on it only for it to be taken away like super quick, you know what I mean?
I think that the E7 Reddit community is more salty than other gacha communities because it attracts a lot more. So E7 has this weird conglomeration of players from all different types of games. It has a big scene from like FGO and a big scene from like GBF and Summoners War and like FFB and stuff like that. So a lot of what happened with E7 Reddit was that, and this goes on a lot in general like gacha gaming our gacha gaming for example has slowly progressed this way. The toxic, even if there's 10% of the community that's just like really toxic, they are so much more vocal than any other like aspect of the community. Because if you're someone who like supports Smilegate, you're someone who like likes the game, you enjoy playing it, you're like, this game is fun, it's free to play, it's enjoyable, you just get overshadowed because the people who are toxic will just run you into the ground and run your post off the page.
That's the thing. Like, you're not gonna be vocal if you enjoy the game, you're just gonna support it yourself, right? Like, I have a lot of friends who I start the game with, right? They're all free to play, but they all work full time. They're not that they don't have that much free time to play, right? So they play at lunch breaks, right? They play when they're on the transit, whatnot. Like to them, like the game's fine. They like the animations, gameplay is fine for them, right? To them, it's still a great game no matter what. But they're not gonna go on Reddit to voice anything because they support the game. That's it.
The hardest thing about talking about Reddit is that you have to understand that Reddit is your most average player which means they are generally a low ranked player who is either a light spender or a non-spender. So from their perspective, they see things as like, okay, well, the game is more pay to, or they're shafting us. Like, I am not getting this improvement, or I am not. I do not feel happy with whatever. It's a lot of this selfish entitled behavior. And Jesus Christ, Brian. Anyone else realize Sledly looks like Draven from League of Legends?
Please click that
Question
image.
mark as he puts up the picture.
Freaking island grown.
Oh my god. Can't even finish what I'm trying to say now.
Sorry. I got too lazy to shave, man. It's stuck in my my bags.
I guess what I was trying to get at with the whole Reddit discussion is that unless you fit the mob mentality for whatever it is, you're going to get over, and that's why it feels so toxic. I think in the Asian communities, it's a lot less prevalent though. Like, I know a couple friends who like use Korean forums or like Chinese forums or like Taiwanese forums, and generally they're a lot more reasonable and well moderated.
Mm-hmm.
But Reddit is a place that is moderated by whoever wishes to apply to that moderator team, as well as the content that's put on Reddit is based on whoever wants to put it there. Right? If you don't feel comfortable and safe putting Reddit content out, if you have really good content, it'll never go there. So you just see a lot of complaints. You see a lot of complaints all the time, and because people share the similar mindset, they're going to get upvoted to hell, right? The second you disagree with someone, it's just going to get it's just going to get downvoted to shit, and it'll never come out.
It's really funny because like I've noticed that there's like it goes on both sides. Like there's like a really vocal group of people who support the game, and then there's like a really vocal group who kind of hate a lot of aspects in the game, and they kind of just go at each other, like downvoting or upvoting each other. It's like it's a total standstill. There's like no middle ground almost, and it's usually the people. Actually, no, I won't get into it. Fine.
It's really hard to find a good level of balance because you need extremely good moderation. I think the only subreddit that I've ever met that has, or that I've ever seen that has a very fair community is probably competitive Hearthstone, because it's so heavily moderated that it's and I don't mean heavily moderated in the way that like people get censored. I mean it's heavily moderated in a way where it's like people realize if they break the rules, like if they're disrespectful, if they start slandering people and stuff like that, they'll just get banned. Like it insta ban.
So they follow the rules really strictly.
Yeah, and so people actually have conversations about things, right? Like people discuss things. I don't like competitive Hearthstone, but I think that their Reddit is set up very well, right? It's just an example. Gotcha games are very hard for that. Very hard for that. The second you add like a pay to win aspect to something, it's really hard to discuss with people. And you guys know me, like I generally support the things that Smilegate does. I'm very much the give it a chance, see what it's like, and then we'll talk about how it is, right? But right now I am not feeling that so much after seeing some of the things that have come out.
It's also really difficult because I feel like Epic 7, like depending on where you are in the game, like your views on a lot of the systems and stuff like that are super different when you like first start, because like when I first started, like I was super impressed by like literally everything. Like I was so happy to play the game, and then once I got to the point where I'm kind of now, it's just been a nightmare.
I think because so many people are coming from different communities now with so many well-established gacha games that they compare it to whatever community they come to, how this works, and if it doesn't hold up to what game they come from, right, then they don't like it. So I feel like a lot of that, I always see a lot of comparisons right now. That's what's been happening a lot, I feel like.
People like make comparisons with games that don't even make sense to compare to. It's like, let's compare Final Fantasy Brave Exvius and Epic 7. It's like, okay, you're comparing a non-competitive PvP or a non-competitive no PvP gacha game to a turn-based competitive PvP gacha game.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I didn't like. Like, I mean, obviously, like the main game to like compare this game with is like Summoner Wars and stuff. But like, I don't know anything about Summoner Wars, but like a lot of the things that I've heard about it is just a lot of the innate like systems, like building up your character and like skills that are available, like skill sets, it just because it mostly gets balanced, or it mostly gets like compared to in terms of character balance. It just doesn't make sense to me.
One
Because
thing though, I
number
do
one, I've never
want
played it, and it's just
You'll
Epic 7
hear
to
a lot
pick
of
up.
things from people who don't like the game anymore. A lot of the time you'll hear it from people who have quit Summoner's War to play Epic, and they'll tell you the things that they don't like about Summoner's War. Like if you want to actually have that conversation, you should sit down with like me and Island Grown and a couple other people who like still play but play both, because it can give you a pretty like accurate representation of what the game is like.
Yeah. Like,
well, to
sorry.
me, it just seems like they're just two different games. They're too different to really have like a fair comparison for a lot of stuff that people usually compare it to.
I agree. At the core, there are things that are similar, right? Like the gearing
Yeah.
system, the hunt system, and stuff. But then the second you get out of that like core basic comparison,
Exactly.
like there's so much that's different, right? Like attack bar is different, which is huge. Speed RNG, imprints are they're suddenly you just like layer on things in the difference. It's just like at the base level, they're similar because their roots come from the same.
Okay, quick question. Summoner's War, how often are balance patches?
Every 2 to 2.5 months.
Okay.
Actually, they actually nerf people.
Once. Yes, they actually just nerf people.
Okay.
They go more towards the buffing side, but they also don't have as insane difference as they do in E7. Like the top end units in Epic 7 would be like the Balls, the Auras, the Carmens, the Ruel. In Summoner's War, when you compare like the top end to like the pretty good units, the difference is much smaller.
Not trolling, just voice.
Yeah. That just seems like I just feel like they need to definitely address like the power gaps in a lot of characters in the game.
Okay, what do you guys think? Brian really wants to come in and say something that we can talk about. What do you guys think?
Go for it.
I'm down for it.
Why not?
Get him in.
Can you help me invite him in?
Why not?
I can.
Love, yeah. Oh, that's gonna mess up with my overlay. I just realized. All right.
Jttai's in the middle, Pog.
My overlay is
This is due.
I'm just gonna say something and let you guys talk about it. So recently, it was determined and found out at the last Summoners War LA meetup that a person who works at Com2us, very high up, now works for Smilegate. That's it.
High up?
That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say.
High up? I know someone low that is doing that.
So now we know that. Now you know there are multiple people from Com2us that are going to over there, and other influencers that were at the LA meetup also knew. And then YD also said it on his Epic 7 streams a couple times too. So yeah, you guys can talk about that. So now you guys have the implementation of Com2us and Smilegate together.
Message me. I want to know who it is.
Huh.
He just dipped. He dipped.
He just said that and just left.
He just left that with us. Yo, I'm so curious then. Like, what?
Yeah, there's a couple
Personally-
people. Yeah, there's a couple people that used to work for Com2us that are moving over to Epic or to Smilegate. Smilegate opened an office in LA.
Oh
Wow.
That I can confirm. I have a friend who is going. I didn't know anyone high up was going there. So maybe Dev. But what makes me wonder is anyone from Korea?
Do you think that's gonna
Swapping
improve
companies.
Smilegate though? Like, with like, is that like on the dev side? Like, depending on what role he held, right? That'll determine how big an impact is. It's like public relations.
I don't think it matters if it's one person. I think what matters is if you took a whole team.
That's true.
If
it's
you
like
take
a team,
one person from a company, it doesn't really mean that much unless that person is like the entire drive of the company and nothing else. I don't think that really works in the Korean like industry for gaming. I don't think that's as prevalent or common. But like, if they took their entire development team, I would agree. I'd be like, okay, that's pretty interesting, pretty rough. But you take one person, even if it's like a dev lead or something, or like a senior dev, I don't think it's going to be that significant. Like I know a couple people that are, and I can't really name who they are yet until it happens, but I know a couple people that are not going to be working at Com2us anymore. I mean, even if they are poaching, I don't think that really matters. Poaching is a good thing because it means that Summoners War had really good, or Com2us had really good employees, right?
But then if there's like a team lead, it'll make an impact.
Good for Summoners War because it will influence them to offer more or better incentives to their current employees or future.
Com2us is the one that made Summoners War.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I can remember any Com2us game I've ever played, honestly.
I mean, I think Summoners War is probably the game that got them.
What other games do they have?
And Soccer Spirits, I think.
Oh, Soccer Spirits.
Oh, okay, I played Soccer Spirits.
Soccer Spirits is still a game.
I've heard of that.
Did they have a fishing game?
Yeah, Ace Fishing.
Oh, right.
So Com2us is Com2us Gameville now, so they actually have a ton more games under their belt.
Wow.
They have like an Ace driving game too.
Like
and
Gameville, as in like that. Wasn't there another company like that, or was that?
Gameville acquired Com2us.
Oh, wow. When was this?
It was about a year and a half ago.
Sorry, I had to fix something. I'm back now.
Oh,
welcome back.
No, yeah, I had to fix something real quick. To my mic. Yes, I get to mess up the screen, baby. Yeah, how do you guys think they'll implement like changes? You know what I mean? Like that means they value people and they value what value what Com2us is doing with Summoners War, right?
Do you know if they're like they're gonna have like some deciding power when they go to Smilegate or what? Because like I feel like it's
all I know is like the same thing that Tyler just said, that they've opened up an office. You know what I mean? So like it's the same thing where like Com2us has a main office in Korea and they have like another office in NA, and their NA is the biggest office out of all the other ones. They have like an Asia office, EU office, but NA is like one of the bigger ones. You know what I mean? So is Smilegate doing the same thing? I don't know, right? And then you were saying something about like Smilegate is different from Summoners War. Summoners are different from Smilegate, but it looks like Smilegate values things that have happened to Summoners War and Com2us. So are they going to take those changes and that mentality into Smilegate here? For Epic 7?
My thoughts on it is that I think they are going to take a bigger role in terms of their content creation program and their sponsored content creators as well as their CMs. I think that the game itself probably will get a better balance change and adjustment towards it. I think that they, if this person, goes to Smilegate and they value that person's opinion, which I assume they do because it's most likely that they tried to poach him, that from there, that kind of influence from a game that's already been developed for so long and has such a strong longevity will be very good for the length of this game, right? I think that Epic 7 I think that Smilegate is making a very smart decision in that they are taking good employees and well-known people from companies that have a lot of well-established experience.
Yeah. Like my main point is that what I wanted to get at the end was one of the things that Com2us did very, very well, I think, was building up their community, right? Building up their community as well as working with content creators. So with this change and this poaching and this people from Com2us working at or moving over to Smilegate, I think as a content creator here in the space of Epic 7, I mean it's good. Right, it's looking good for Epic 7 content creators potentially.
Do they have like a pretty robust like content creator like program for Summoners War?
It's not really a program. They kind of just like work with content creators that are.
Yeah, it's not like public or anything the same way that Epic 7 is.
Like what kind of so what do they like really do?
Yeah.
Well, people like Brian,
totally
Brian gets
unfamiliar.
flown out to events and stuff. Like they have this year they're doing meetups. So Brian got flown to a couple events, last year for like the Summoners War World Cup. They flew influencers down. They flew influencers to like Korea and stuff.
For the creator
me
program at Epic
specifically,
7.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just wondering if they told you anything about like the Epic 7 Festa beforehand, because I didn't know anything about that. Like,
no, I only knew about the Epic 7 Festa because I follow 12moon, who is a Korean artist for Epic. He told me about it because it was in Korea, but I had no idea except for that. And even then, like they were selling like E7 exclusive merch there. They never told any of us about any of it when we were here.
I mean, I think one thing I like about the Summoners War way, how it works, at least, from Island Grown, who streams it, is like they give you things, even though like to give out to your viewers, like your the player base that support and follow the game. It's like there's a lot of things, a lot of events they do for the community. I feel like in a different way.
They do a lot. They support the community and they valued it. But one thing I've noticed, working with them for like over 2 years, 3 years now, is that it took time because, as you know, I mean, I don't know if you ever work for an Asian company, but they're very stubborn and they have a certain way of doing things. And I think it took a long time for the U.S. office to convince them through case studies, through working with content creators and showing the value of it to, prove to them that it was worth it to do these things. And that's why you see, some of our content creators, including myself, with all these events that they're doing nowadays, working well. But, maybe for Epic 7, having those, people that work at Com2us before with all the knowledge of what they did, what worked and what didn't, maybe they're going to open up, Smilegate's eyes a lot quicker, a lot sooner, right? To doing more of these things, maybe more events or things like that, and working with content creators, which I think is great.
I think that's one of the things that like Klaus Bozo, he used to work at like a game company in Korea. That was one of the concerns he said that he had about Smilegate as a whole, because they weren't really known as being like established like developers, and they kind of just came into like all this money like out of sheer luck. And like compared to like other like mobile game developers and the publishers and stuff like that, they didn't have a lot of the experience that other companies had. And I think that's kind of a pretty smart move by them, by bringing in some more bigger veterans in the game for like this kind of thing.
Yeah. So yeah, it was pretty big news, and I didn't want to say anything about it, but then I saw YD just talking about it, so I was like, all right, if he says it, then I'm gonna
It's good to go.
I mean,
Good
when
to go.
it was public. I mean, everybody at the event and stuff, everybody from Com2us, everybody knew, So it was interesting. Right? It seems kind of mutual, so it was quite interesting. By the time you finish fixing this, the podcast can be over, bro.
Hey, I gotta try at least. You're the one that messed up my overlay. I wasn't expecting this.
I would just
leave the
leave so
call
it gets all
out,
fucked
and
up
then
again.
it's gonna go back.
Oh gosh. Oh shoot, this is gonna be messed for next week. Oh well.
Yeah, overall, I have a lot of faith for it. I mean, I hope it's going to be good. I really
I
do.
hope it's really good.
Yeah, that kind of gives me hope, in a sense.
Yeah, I
for the
just
game
want to
grow.
stop. I just want to stop like being excited and having hope for Epic 7 and just getting terribly let down every time I see Wednesday come.
You'll get an ML5, dude. Just relax.
Dude,
right?
it's
Okay.
not even
Oh,
Slightly.
Oh, my bad.
2.5%.
I've been playing Summoners War for 4 years. I've summoned 393 LD scrolls. I've never pulled an LD not 5.
I don't even care about the MO5s anymore. Like it's just.
No, at this point you're dumb.
I have nothing to do. I really just have nothing. Like the reason why I stopped streaming was like, what do I do? Like
You just hang out. That's what most
Farm
mobile
Wyvern 11.
the thing is that like I don't even want to like I can't even hang out because like I feel like like I have this obligation to show something, whatever. It's like it's so much more comfortable for me to just like just spam other people's chats and be a fucking idiot. That's literally.
Yeah, but that's equally as fun, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
And
it's
you
not
just
even
go-
equal
you
as
go-
fun. It's just
when
more
you're
fun
feeling it,
because
you
then-
have your own stream. Like as long as you don't make it as long as you're not doing it full, you should just stream whenever you feel like it. There's no
no, that's
obligation or
really what-
anything, right?
That's why. No. I meant like if I turn it on, I feel like I have an obligation to like kind of like, cause like it's been pretty clear like the past few months or whatever. If I'm playing the game, I'm just like total, like I just don't care, because it's just like the things that I really enjoy about Epic 7 when I first started was just like trying to do the PvE content, and like I just haven't had anything to do for so long. It's driving me straight up crazy. The thing is like when people like say like if you're not happy, just quit, blah blah blah. The thing is I don't want to quit this game, right? Like I like it a lot. It's like the best mobile game that I've played literally ever. in terms of like everything and like quality, blah 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 blah. It's just I have nothing to do, you know.
I mean, there's more now,
It's like-
which hopefully keeps coming. Like, hopefully,
Yeah.
Guild War Boss, Automated Tower Hard, all the
Yeah.
new hell raids. So, like, at least hoping like all this like new stuff coming out will, is something that just keeps on coming.
Even
Like,
if you don't
like,
whale
the way-
super hard, like you can still reach that point decently easy.
Like the way
don't
I
think it's
feel
the
about
hardest
like
people
this
think it is.
entire game is just like I have like the best kitchen equipment in the fucking world, but I got no goddamn ingredients, you know? I'm just sitting there, just waiting to use all this cool shit. Nothing to fucking make.
I mean, eventually, I don't know how they're gonna do real-time arena, and I think we're quite far from that, to be honest. But maybe they once when they incorporate something like that, eventually you're gonna get bored, man. It's honestly a mobile game, dude. Yeah, I mean, in my personal opinions, I mean, mobile games are fun and all, but they're like a side game, man, to anything you do. Now, some games do it better,
Oh, yeah.
where it can be more of your main game, right? But the thing that keeps me sane when I stream is, I hang out with people, I talk to people, man. Sometimes people just want you to stream just to talk to you, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's the weird rut that I feel like the E7 community has gotten into. It's like you kind of know like that same circle of people, and we just kind of just bounce around in each other's channel. And like I just don't. It's like it doesn't ever feel like I ever, want to, because
It
like
doesn't matter
honestly,
who's chat you're in. It
whenever I
all feels like
stream-
the same chat.
Yeah, because like whenever I stream, like I can't, I just legit I can't keep my mood up because I'm just like not having fun. That's like the main. Like when I have something to go like it's not even I guess fun. Like there's literally I'm just neutral. There's nothing for me to go crazy about. There's nothing for me to be excited about. There's nothing for me like mad about. I'm just like I guess I'm farming again. No, woohoo! And like today, like I guess today, I mean it was fun for a little bit, like crafting and losing my fucking marbles. But after that was, like I was excited for this patch day. I was ready to do stuff. But then after I was finished crafting, I was like, what do I do? There's actually nothing for me to do because I couldn't test any of the new characters because I didn't have them. And then there was just a side story, and then I was just like, wait, what was even this patch for?
Yeah,
I'm
about
looking
about the
for
crafting.
like a
Is it even worth it to do the specific accessory crafting now, or wait until the exact specific set one that comes later?
I was gonna
See-
wait for the sets, but I've been
It's
like
like,
so
I would wait
accessory
for-
starved for like such a long time. I was like, yo, I have to do something today, and so just been through
I
like
think-
all of it.
Yeah, I think it won't even matter because you could just be super unlucky like me and literally get nothing usable.
Or you could be lucky like Panshui and get god stats and 6k.
Head shoot.
And Shui God,
You got a 16 speed necklace and a 26 crit damage ring.
23 crit damage, ring, crit set, attack percent, main stat with 8 speed.
And
Jesus
his you got a
Christ.
speed set HP necklace with 16 speed on it.
Oh my god.
6k by the way.
It's actually
Sledly
so
said
good.
22k. I have 24k for later today.
I made a foie gear the other day.
Oh.
flat necklace for HP for 16 speed.
That's so good though.
What?
Like, that's so good.
Yeah, you can use it on Sierra Pusher.
It doesn't feel as bad in Epic 7 because the amount of like HP you lose isn't as bad. I feel. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
flats are really good on this because base HP is really low. But to answer your question, I think that my personal opinion, okay, whoever just posted that screenshot, you can get back 13 speed plus 6 gear. That's a 5
Oh
base.
my.
Oh my lord.
Oh, that's Lil J's. Yeah, his.
Yo, can you alright, can you ban him please?
Sorry,
no,
to
no.
go back to that, I think it's
Start
worth crafting now unless you have insane accessories. Like if you already have really, really good accessories, sure, don't craft. But if you have, if you're using
starved.
any filler gear, you should craft
Yeah.
now. You should just craft now. And
Did they say when like we can choose sets? Do we know when that's coming up?
everything is
next month?
July.
July?
Yeah, everything
Somewhere
is
in
quote unquote
July.
July.
Hopefully some stuff next month will, get me excited about this game again. Like I honestly,
I want
Like,
co-op. I
this
want
game-
like small co-op. Stuff.
yeah, that'd be really
Yeah, I'm
fun.
down for
Like-
something co-op.
Like I really like this game, and that's why I like. get so kind of like invested and emotional, I guess. Because like I really, I want to keep playing, and having fun with it, not keep playing and fucking want to bash my head into a wall every time I play it.
I just
Because it's like it's so.
I just press replay all day. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, so people ask me like all the time. They're like, so why don't you stream Epic 7 more? And the simple answer is exactly what Sledly said. There's
like
just not enough. Like I do hell
Nothing to
raids.
show.
I do hell raids. I do guild wars.
Yeah.
And then I farm.
There's literally nothing like, even if it's just chilling, like you still want to like be able to like do something fun, and it's just not like, it's stuff that you would rather just like do on the side and just like watch TV or just like chill in someone else's chat,
I saw that.
It's literally just farming for months and months and months now. It's
Ever since they took out like the ability to log into other people's accounts, making summoning for other people a lot harder and making like account reviewing like almost impossible. Me and Gabe had to like pick up alt accounts, and that's like where a lot of our content comes from now.
Biggest regret of my life.
5 on your alt.
This biggest like okay, if I summon Assassin Coley on my alt, fine, I'll take it, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh god.
you got the new flavor of the month,
And he's buffed. Oh my gosh.
The day before the
Flavor of the
buffing
month
summons are
It's your new main. What do you mean?
Just wait. My alt account's gonna catch up to my main in arena, and I'm gonna be like, all right.
But then
well,
you won't have the season badge.
I'm just
oh my
gonna-
god, you can
I can boost
dude,
myself.
you can boost yourself, dude. Holy
You won't have the rainbow border. It'll be gone by the time you get there.
I mean, think about it. You're catching up right now already. You can't use Says anymore, right? So you're almost there.
oh shit.
Kick him in the shins, why don't you?
Yikes.
Jesus.
Well, you know what's funny is that I have the same arena comp. So
Oh, yeah.
I think all of us
I
use
think-
the same arena comp. Do you use it as well, Jttai?
I mean, I think most people who have Oxlots and Says are using the same shit because it's just the fastest.
Jttai is the only one who's here who
No.
not using it.
I was going to like the other day or like 2 weeks ago. I pulled CDOM and then I was about to try it out, and then
The CDOM team is actually still
Yeah.
pretty good though.
I think CLM's still good. It's just,
Yeah.
it's just Says. I'm gonna be replacing Says, right? I'm gonna be trying out like other units, but
Like, is there no feasible way we can get enough stats to make it still hit as hard?
You need to run
I
something
mean,
at least
it's
before your A-lots.
it still hits like for
Like,
a good amount. It's just not enough.
you just
for
can't use it in
most-
Champion Legend because everyone's defensive gear is so jacked up now. Like,
You need a really, really good like finisher. So like if you have an Arbiter Vildred, you could probably finish actually.
oh,
You just
gosh.
like says bomb, kill a unit, and then they kill your team and
you wipe with
hope
Arbiter.
that your A Vildred cleans
I
up.
got it.
Oh.
They
I-
buff auxiliary lots to give greater attack buff. There we go. That's the conversation.
Oh,
right
no.
there, right? Then we keep
Buffing ML
Oh,
units.
no.
Re.
that's the next ML Net 5. What do you mean?
down for that, dude. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Soulbirds into greater attack buff. Hell yeah.
Wait, that doesn't fly with their whole weird ML power creep thing. I think they have to.
It has to be the next
introduce, like a
Mystic.
new buff.
It has to be
Yeah.
triple. It has to be like exceptional attack buff. 100%.
Wow. Super attack buff. Why?
After watching this, next Mystic ML5 that comes out, GG. Yeah, that.
Oh, you
that
know what it
buff.
should be? It should be attack buff and crit buff.
And Craig.
Easy. It's a
100%
better Tywin.
It's like a buffed up Tywin. Oh my gosh.
Oh, crit
Well,
damage
you know
buff.
what?
You're right. Crit damage buff.
Why not give them like a an extra turn buff too while they're at?
So you can skill 2 and skill 3 without using the soul burn.
Okay, you know what?
How many
Just
games have crit damage buff. That's true.
just change Says' Sixth Awakening to attack percent, like like 20% attack percent on his Sixth Awakening
20%.
instead of health. Okay, instead of health.
Okay, so because it's off topic moment, I want to ask: Are you also in queue for TFT, Jttai?
Yeah.
I'm the only
75
one
minutes.
not in queue for another game. These three are all in queue for TFT, and somebody's playing Maple Story.
Wait, let me add you.
I'm
Do you want to join our
Maple
queue?
Story and I'm in-
You want to join our queue?
Wait,
I
Me?
might just hop on Maple Story. I don't know.
Oh, Sledly's been
I
in
have a
queue for like
question.
70 minutes, right?
yeah, I can't leave this queue. I'm too far deep. Is it like super painfully obvious that I'm playing Maple Story? I'm so.
I can see it in your glasses. That's
Okay,
why.
wait. Okay, let me end the podcast here real quick, because we're
Oh my
beyond
God, I
off
can't see
topic.
it on my glasses. Holy shit!
All right, so thank you guys for joining us on this podcast. Thank you for Sledly, Jttai OnceInLuv, and joining us, and surprise, podcast guest Island Grown 11 for joining us today.
This is not 11.
I'll see you guys next week, hopefully, for the next podcast.
Thanks for having us.
And thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Peace
No,
out,
but
everyone.
seriously though, I think Sledly looks like fucking Draven. But anyways, all right.
Dude, I do. I honestly